The planet Ravkora was famous across the galaxy for two things: its glowing red mountains and its furious queen. Queen Varika, ruler of the Ravkorans, was known for her sharp horns, loud roar, and temper that could shake the palace walls. Some said she once shouted so loudly that a window cracked on the far side of the city. Others said she once threw a metal throne across a room with one hand. Most people didn't know if these stories were true, but one thing was true. Every suitor who came to ask for her hand in marriage ran away screaming. She didn't want to scare them. She didn't even want marriage. But the powerful leaders of the galaxy kept sending suitors to make peace, and after every meeting ended with screams, running, or fainting, the queen's reputation grew worse. So now, her advisors forced her to meet one suitor after another, and each one ended the same way: a loud roar, a terrified scream, a suitor sprinting away. Queen Varika hated it. She wasn't mean. She wasn't evil. She was just lonely. She only roared because she was nervous. Beginning, a human mechanic who didn't belong there. Far away, on a small human cargo ship, Evan Hale wiped grease from his hands and stretched his sore back. He was a simple mechanic. He fixed broken engines, changed coolant filters, repaired rusty pipes, and tried his best to keep the old cargo ship from falling apart. He had never met a queen. He had never visited a royal palace. He definitely had never met an alien with horns. He just liked quiet work, soft music, and old wrenches. But fate is strange, because on that day, as he tightened a bolt, the ship's captain yelled from the hallway, "Evan, we're making an emergency stop on Ravkora, and I need you to join the landing team." "Me?" Evan asked. "Why me? I'm just fixing the coolant pipe." "The Queen's negotiation hall has a broken stabilizer panel," the captain said. "Diplomats need someone who knows tools. You're all we've got." Evan blinked. "You're sending me into a palace?" "Yes," the captain replied. "Try not to break anything." Evan had never been so nervous. He cleaned his hands, grabbed his repair kit, and followed the team into the shuttle. He had no idea he was walking straight into a situation that had frightened warriors, princes, and diplomats across a dozen star systems. The Palace of Roars. Ravkora's capital city looked like a forest of red crystals. The palace rose high above it, shaped like a mountain with glowing lines carved in its stone. Inside, the halls were enormous, tall enough for giants, lit with fire-orange crystals that hummed quietly. But Evan didn't notice any of that. All he noticed was the sound. Roher. The ground trembled. A man in fancy armor ran past Evan at full speed. "Not worth it," he yelled while fleeing. "Her temper is a weapon." Evan stepped aside just in time as another suitor ran after him screaming. "Why does she yell like that?" "I only complimented her crown." Evan's hands shook around his toolbox. "Captain," he whispered, "maybe we can come back another day." "No," the captain said, pushing him forward. "The stabilizer is broken, and this is our job. Just fix the panel and leave before she yells again." But the palace guard stopped the captain and pointed at Evan. "You once said, the queen is expecting her next suitor." "What?" Evan nearly dropped his toolbox. "I think there's a mistake," the captain said. "He's just a mechanic." But the guard only responded, "The queen grows angry when made to wait." Evan's knees nearly turned to jelly. "I'm going to die," he whispered. They pushed him toward gigantic double doors. A guard slammed a staff on the ground. "Enter." Evan swallowed every fear he had and stepped inside. The furious queen. The throne room was huge and shaped like a star. At the center sat Queen Varika, tall, powerful, and glowing with fiery orange patterns across her skin. She looked as if she was carved from lava. She looked terrifying. Her horns curved like blades. Her eyes glowed bright gold. Her voice, when she spoke, rumbled like thunder. State your name, suitor. Evan squeaked. Evan. Mechan? Human. Mechanic. Human mechanic. She narrowed her eyes. You look small, she said, and fragile, and confused. He nodded quickly. Yes, that's all true. A few guards snickered. Queen Verika did not. Instead, she stood, her massive form casting a shadow across the entire floor. My advisors say I must meet suitors, she growled. But none have courage. The last one fainted before he even spoke. I only asked if he preferred tea or water. Evan tried to smile. Maybe he didn't like tea. Verika blinked at him. Then she roared. Not angrily, just loudly. But Evan, who had never heard a building shake before, stumbled backward and hit the floor. Guards rushed forward. The queen threw up her hands in frustration. See, this happens every time. I try to speak, and they run. Evan didn't run. He just lay on the floor, staring up at the tall, trembling queen. And something strange happened in his heart. He didn't feel scared anymore. He felt sorry for her. She wasn't roaring to scare him. She was roaring because she didn't know how else to talk. She was lonely. Evan slowly stood up. Your Majesty, he said softly. You're not scary. Her eyes widened. I beg your pardon? You're just loud, he said, and nervous. The queen's jaw dropped. No one, not a single person in years, had spoken to her like that. Step closer, she said. Evan gulped, but did as she asked. Verika leaned down. Her horns gleamed. Her fierce eyes glowed brighter. And she whispered so softly it surprised even her. I scare people because I don't know how to talk gently. Evan's heart softened even more. This giant, fearsome queen was just shy. And because no one understood her, she thought there was something wrong with her. He closed his toolbox. Then he did something no one in the galaxy would ever believe. He stepped forward, and he hugged her. The entire throne room gasped. Even the queen froze. Her eyes went wide. Her horns glowed. Her breath hitched. "W, what are you doing?" she whispered. "Helping," he said. Her massive arms slowly rose, unsure and shaky. Then, very gently, she hugged him back. For the first time in many years, Queen Verika did not roar. She sighed. A soft, quiet sigh that echoed through the chamber like peace. Middle. The queen who learned to speak softly. Every guard stared with their mouths open. No one had ever seen the queen hug anyone, but she didn't let go. Not yet. You are warm, she said quietly. So are you, Evan replied. Queen Verika looked down at him with gentle confusion. No one has ever touched me without fear. Not since I was a little hatchling. Evan smiled. Maybe they should. She slowly released him. What are you? She asked. A warrior? A prince? A trained diplomat? I'm a mechanic, he said. I fix engines. Her horns glowed brighter. A mechanic? He nodded. She stared at him for a long moment. Then she did something extremely unexpected. She laughed. A soft laugh. Not a roar. Not a shout. A laugh like warm thunder rolling far away. You are the strangest suitor I have ever met, she said. I'm not a suitor, Evan replied. I'm here to fix the stabilizer panel outside your hall. The queen blinked again. You mean you weren't sent to impress me? No. You weren't trained to handle my roars? No. You weren't afraid of me because of some hero story? No. Then why? She said slowly. Did you hug me? Evan shrugged. Because you looked like you needed one. Queen Veronica didn't speak for a moment. She sat back on her throne and touched her horns thoughtfully. No one had ever hugged her out of kindness. It made her chest warm in a way she didn't understand. Finally, she stood. "Come with me," she said. Evan followed her through the palace. She showed him the broken stabilizer panel, an ancient device glowing with cracked red stones. He knelt beside it and opened his toolbox. "You fix things?" she asked. "Always," he said. "Machines, engines, sometimes people's mood." She smiled softly. "You fixed mine." Middle continued, a soft voice behind roaring walls. "It took Evan 1 hour to fix the stabilizer. It took Queen Veronica 1 hour to watch him carefully and ask questions like, 'What does that tool do? Why does this wire hum? Why do you talk so calmly?'" Evan laughed. "Because yelling doesn't make machines work better." "And does yelling make people work better?" "No," he said gently. "It scares them away." She lowered her head. "So all these years, I have been chasing away the peace I wanted." He nodded. She sat beside him on the floor. "I roar because when I was young, everyone expected me to be strong. They said a queen must be powerful, loud, unshaking. But I was shy, and when I tried to speak softly, they laughed. So I became loud, and then louder, and then no one wanted to be near me." Evan placed a hand on her giant arm. "You don't need to be loud for me." She stared at him for a long time. Then, very slowly, she whispered, "Thank you." Ending. The queen who chose her own voice. Word spread fast across Ravkora. The queen wasn't shouting. The palace walls were quiet, and a small human mechanic walked beside her, wherever she went. At first, people whispered, but then they noticed something. The queen smiled more. She talked instead of roared. She listened. Evan helped her fix old machines in the palace, water systems, gate hinges, heating vents. She helped him speak up more confidently. They balanced each other like two parts of the same tool. One day, during a council meeting, an advisor asked, "Your Majesty, do you still wish to meet suitors?" Queen Veronica looked at Evan. Evan stared at the floor shyly. Then she said, "No more suitors." Gasps filled the room. She stood, tall and proud, but her voice remained gentle. "I have found someone who speaks to me with honesty. Someone who does not fear me. Someone who hugged me without being asked. Someone who fixes what is broken instead of running from it." She extended her hand toward Evan. "And I choose him." Evan's mouth fell open. "Me," he whispered. "Yes," she said softly. "If you will have me, not as a queen to impress, but as a friend to grow with." Evan smiled, warm and bright. "I'd like that." The queen leaned down and pulled him into another hug. This time, the entire palace cheered instead of gasping. Queen Veronica never became quiet, but she learned to be gentle. Evan never became a warrior, but he became brave where it mattered. And together, the furious queen and the calm mechanic built a bond no roar could break. For the first time in her life, the queen was truly understood. For the first time in his life, the mechanic felt truly important. And that strange, simple hug, the one everyone laughed about later, changed the fate of a planet.